Radical.
I am back, baby. The voice is almost all the way back, and that's great. After 2 weeks, I'm able to finally get myself through a commentary here on YouTube without coughing or losing the voice, and it's great. It's great. It's fantastic. What's the longest any of you have lost your voice? Mine was out for over 2 weeks. It's crazy, but I'm glad it's back, and it's back in time for me to talk about the box office numbers for one Snow White. Now, Snow White, I talked about previously, and at the end of this, if you want to know my thoughts on Snow White, I'll leave that in the outro link. But basically, I have similar thoughts to most everyone else when they scratch their head and they try to figure out why they're remaking Snow White with someone that is anything but white, when a big part of that movie was the fact that she had skin pure as white as snow, and why they made the evil person in the movie, the evil woman, Gal Gadot, supposedly jealous of Rachel Zegler, when Rachel Zegler is half as good looking or less versus Gal Gadot. Now, I will say before we get into the box office numbers here, Rachel Zegler is not a bad looking person. Some might say she's even relatively attractive. She is scrawny. She's short. She probably needs to eat a couple sandwiches. She probably needs to do something about those gigantic caterpillar eyebrows. Maybe she needs to get the Manscaped ball shaver for those eyebrows or whatever. But no, when she cleans up, when she's not looking like damn Lord Farquhar with that stupid hair they put her in this movie, she looks okay. She is wearing this Snow White dress that Disney apparently got off of Temu, because it looks like the cheapest fucking dress you could ever imagine. It looks like somebody cosplaying Snow White with a budget of $50. No, wait, $20. No, wait, $10. This looks like a $10 fucking Temu dress, which the bottom of seems to be piss yellow. Look at it. It's terrible. Oh, my goodness. But we're going to talk about the box office numbers. Is Snow White the biggest movie in the world, numbers-wise? Right now, it's March. I don't know if anything else released. It's not a big summer blockbuster, so I don't know. What is Disney going to tout? It's the biggest movie in the world. They sure as hell can't talk about how it's well reviewed, because I'm not making a separate upload, but I'm going to tell you the Rotten Tomatoes number is about 40%. And for the audience score is about 20 something. So people don't even like it. Now I'm going to talk about the numbers. There's at least 10, it looks like here, live action Disney adaptations. And we're going to go through the top, starting with The Lion King, 191 million. That's a good number. Beauty and the Beast, 174. Alice in Wonderland, 116. The Jungle Book, 103. Little Mermaid, 95. I didn't know that one had that big of an opening. Little Mermaid, by the way, also starts to trend of getting the color wrong for the character. It's weird how they just get the color wrong. I don't know. Like, as a white person, I'm Lily White. You might say I'm Snow White. I'm kind of a pale fella. I feel a bit offended. They keep darkwashing all the white characters, We hear about whitewashing, how that's wrong. Well, what about darkwashing? This is kind of strange, huh? Aladdin, 91. Maleficent, 69. Cinderella, 67. Snow White and the Huntsman, another Snow White movie. Do you remember Snow White and the Huntsman? Huh? I don't even remember that movie. But 56 million. Did better than what we're going to talk about here. Dumbo, 46 million. Dumbo was seen as the biggest live-action failure from Disney until now. Snow White, 43 million. Also, Mufasa, which came out somewhat recently, 35 million. The biggest failure is Mufasa, which I can see why that's a failure. I mean, we already had the Lion King adaptation. Why Mufasa? Huh? I don't see the need for a Mufasa origin story. But yeah, 43 million. It's actually lower than that. It's 42.2 million to be exact. And I think internationally, 80 million. Now that's not good. Those numbers are not good at all. And I will say, probably people just had no interest in going to see this movie. For mostly Rachel Zegler. If it didn't have Rachel Zegler, who is an incredibly disliked person, people will try to say, and I know I had a statement just talking about how they're dark washing all the white characters. There were people that say that there's people out there that are not open-minded to going see a movie that has a darker skin variant of the traditionally light-skinned person. I don't think that's the case, because I like Samuel Jackson playing Nick Fury, so it can work. But when it feels like they just need to darken the skin and put someone out there over candidates that could be great in the role, then that's the issue I take issue with. Now, the one positive I'll say from Rachel Zegler is I've heard her sing. She can sing. To be a tiny girl, she has a big voice. It's probably because she has a huge mouth. That mouth is about 20% of her entire being. She has a gigantic mouth. She got some chompers on her, and she got a voice. So maybe that's one reason she was picked for the role, other than the fact that, I don't know, they just needed to do some Disney dark washing. I don't know. But in the movie, from the clips I've seen, she just doesn't feel like Snow White. The character, it's not just that they changed the color of the character, but they changed the movie in several different ways. Like, it's no longer about her and wanting to find a prince. It's about, the fact that she wants to be a leader now and not led, this feminist bullshit or whatever. That's what it's about. You can't just take a classic story, and she even made statements about how, that was a 1937 story, but we need to update it for modern audiences. No, you don't. What you need to do is make movies, new movies for the modern audiences. But leave the classics the fuck alone. Snow White is a classic, all right? There's no need to update it for modern audiences. And in the box office numbers, this shows you parents were not wanting to take their kids to go see this movie because, there's the internet. People found out it was not like the original. And one thing that really kind of confuses me is the ending of the movie. Do you mind if I spoil it for you? It's not a big climactic ending with the dwarves taking on the evil queen. No. It's Rachel Zegler basically convincing the guards to not kill her when they're instructed to kill her because she knows their names. What's the Cheers theme? You want to go where everybody knows your name. So because she knows the guards' names, they're like, we can't kill you. I didn't see the movie, but this is essentially the ending that was spoiled when I read it. That's just very stupid. And then Gal Gadot goes to the mirror. She breaks the mirror and then gets captured and caught in the mirror when she asks who's the fairest of them all and whatnot. Yeah. Okay, so that's why. That's one reason why. There's probably a lot of reasons, and you can think of all the reasons why people did not want to go to see Snow White.